Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for February 14th, 2012. Of course, it is Valentine's Day. And on this Valentine's Day, we're going to be dealing with some overcast skies, an isolated shower here or there, but mild conditions, which is, rather nice if you want to go outside, have a nice walk, do a proposal or something crazy. A nice Valentine's Day for the most part. Sure, there's some clouds, but it's not all that bad. Temperatures throughout the region range from the lower 30s over portions of northern Connecticut to the upper 30s over portions of southern New Jersey, and this is as of 8:30 a.m. Of course, we have overcast skies, and there's a reason why we have all of these overcast skies. It's because we have a Pacific disturbance that is rapidly moving east, and as a result, we have some of this mid to high level cloud cover. And notice this warm front here, okay? What this is the Pacific air mass that is basically running rampant throughout the United States is driving the Arctic air mass that was in place this weekend off to the north and east into the northern Atlantic and the Canadian Maritimes. So as a result, you get all this warm air rushing over what's left of the Arctic air, and so you get these overcast skies and you get a few scattered showers. No major storms, but not the best weather conditions you could possibly hope for, but still not bad for February. Here's our next disturbance that will move through as we move on through this week, producing the threat for a few scattered showers. Again, I don't expect any major storms with this type of pattern, but clearly something that's going to keep us on our toes. When we take a look at the radar, you can see these scattered showers developing and moving east. Now, for the most part, there are a couple of interesting features to point out here. One, if we were going to expect a major storm with these type of disturbances, you'd see a lot more precipitation in the south, and you'd start to see a little bit more of a shift to the north and east with this precipitation shield. As you can see, everything's moving from west to east, and these showers are relatively weak, very, very light, no heavy downpours at all. Over portions of the Philadelphia metro, most of this is what's called ground clutter, which basically means the radar is picking up dust in the air, birds, streets, no real significant heavy rainfall whatsoever. And when we zoom in on this, I'm going to zoom in on the Philadelphia metro, you can see that some of these showers here are pretty weak in nature, and so for the most part, we're going to be dealing with mostly overcast skies and an isolated shower or two, nothing heavy. Now, as far as the forecast, now I know there's a big rumor out there for a big storm coming up for this weekend. I'm not buying it. Right now, I'm using the Canadian model guidance from the Penn State EWAL website. Now, the reason why I'm using the Canadian is because I think it displays the most physically reasonable forecast out there. So by this afternoon, we have, again, a few scattered showers. You can see our disturbance moving through. Now notice the weather pattern here. It's basically very progressive with a trough in the west and a weak ridge in the east. And you still have what's left of our polar vortex sitting up over portions of southeastern Canada. So you end up with this rather progressive Pacific pattern. So we move on through the week. Again, we're going to be dealing with a few of these disturbances moving through, keeping overcast skies in place, a few scattered showers. But notice the 850 millibar temperatures, which are down here. This afternoon, relatively chilly. Temperatures at 850 millibars, below freezing, translating to temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for this afternoon. By tomorrow, though, those temperatures are moderating rapidly, and we start to push into the lower 50s for highs as we move on through this week. But again, a threat of a few scattered showers here and there, but no widespread heavy downpours, I don't think. Just very weak low pressure systems moving through. By Friday afternoon, another low pressure system exits. The cold air with this low pressure system, cold front's going to hang back a bit for Friday. So as a result, we're going to end up with temperatures in the lower to mid 50s Friday afternoon, followed by cooler temperatures on Saturday, with temperatures falling back to near normal in the upper 30s to mid 40s for highs. But then it gets interesting because we have this storm that's trying to develop over Texas, and we have this other disturbance over the upper Midwest. Now, let me jump right to Sunday afternoon. Some models try to merge these disturbances together and produce a rather vigorous storm along the East Coast, specifically the European model guidance. I'm not buying it, and here's why. You see this disturbance right here? This disturbance is called a kicker. And this kicker, much like a kicker in a soccer game, is going to kick this disturbance right out into the Atlantic. So you really don't have the chance to phase these two disturbances together. That and the combination of the upper level low here around the Canadian Maritimes is in the wrong position for any high latitude blocking in the northern Atlantic. So you end up with a progressive storm that doesn't allow phasing. And so what I do think is that there will be a threat for a few scattered rain and snow showers on Sunday, especially Sunday afternoon. But I think that this storm remains out into the Atlantic and remains progressive because we don't have any ridge over the west to keep this storm along the coast. Everything pretty much is, it's basically a logjam of disturbances. And as a result, this logjam of disturbances is just going to kick this storm out into the Atlantic rather than allowing a phase and for a further westward track in the low pressure system. So it heads out into the Atlantic. We get a few scattered rain and snow showers at most. I wouldn't be surprised if we remain completely dry. And we end up a bit chilly with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. And Monday, we can expect basically clearing skies with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s for highs and lows in the mid 20s to lower 30s. So overall, pretty much near normal. That is your forecast discussion for today. I hope everyone has an excellent Valentine's Day. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Of course, you can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and NYNJPA Weather on Twitter and Facebook.